They're back, ladies and gentlemen. The drones are back. And let me be clear here. The drones never left. When I say they're back, I mean they're back in the news. People are talking about them again. But they never went anywhere. They were still flying over New Jersey, still flying over other portions of the United States. The news just stopped talking about it. And it seems as if people just started growing okay with it. And I know some of you probably thought, well, I guess the problem was solved. I haven't heard anything else about the drones. Maybe everyone was just overreacting. If anything, people are underreacting. It appears to me all signs point towards the fact that we have enemies. An enemy country, an enemy military is behind these drones. And let's be real, it's most likely China. So if you ask me, the fact that we haven't blown these things out of the sky, the fact that people aren't more concerned and worried about this, that shows you that if anything, people are underreacting to these mysterious aircrafts flying over their houses and spying on our military bases. Now, over the past week or so, they're still flying in New Jersey and elsewhere, but there's been a lot of activity around airports in Long Island, New York. Kind of around where the National Guard is stationed. Ever since, I mean, it's been going on even there for a while, but during the holidays, Christmas, New Year, there's been a lot of drone sightings in this area. They had a lot of issues with these drones at the local airports up in Long Island because they were literally flying directly over the runway, hovering directly over the runway. Now, these are pilots, air traffic control and stuff. They're the ones coming out saying, hey, we don't know what these drones are. We haven't seen anything like it, but they're huge. It's not like it's just coming from random people. We're talking about people who are experts in flying, aviation experts. I don't know what you want to call them. Literally for a living, they track airplanes. Their whole life is about the skies. So I think they would know a regular drone when they see it. I think they would be able to tell the difference between a regular drone and something that, might be kind of odd or off. But secretly and silently over the holidays, several different airports in the Northeast, they've been installing drone tracking and all types of weird different technology. And when I say it's weird, it's not really weird. It's weird to me. It might be weird to you. But they've been putting in all of this new technology at these airports so they can be alerted when drones are flying over, like drone detection technology and stuff. So they've been quietly installing all of those things in airports while they're telling the American people that the drone story isn't real. So that shows you that we have a real problem right there. If this was people overreacting, you wouldn't see them spending millions of dollars to implement new technology in these airports. The reality is people aren't overreacting. The drones are there. And at this point, it looks like they can't stop them. And I really want to know, obviously we all want to know what's going on, but the longer this plays out, I'm really wondering. I'm really starting to wonder. Like, have we shot one of these things down already and we just haven't said anything? I think that's likely. Or is this stuff even more advanced than we thought? Like, I don't want to take it there because I really do believe that these are, drones from China or something. But are these like freaking UFOs or aliens? Is that why they can't take these things down or stop this? It's like, oh, they're flying in restricted airspace. Well, yeah, do something about it. If I spouted wings like a bird and I flew my fat ass over an airport, they would take me down in a minute. If I was, think about it, just flapping my arms over in restricted airspace, they would send a freaking missile directly at me. They would take me down, no problem. So why are they taking these things down? Why are we still here, folks? It is 2025 now. We're going to have a new president in like 2 days. Why are we still here talking about, well, I wonder where the drones are coming from? Now, I'm not telling you that our government doesn't know, but we got to accept that as a possibility. That maybe they don't know, maybe they can't chase these things down and find where they come from. Because sure, when we see them, they're hovering and floating. It doesn't look like advanced alien technology to me, but who knows what the hell is going on? Because obviously there's some mystery here. But I want to go ahead and roll this clip because, like I said, the story, it's back in the news. Drones never went anywhere, but now I guess a lot of the other news stories are kind of dying down. Not as many people are worried about the fire in California anymore, so now everyone's like, oh wait, before we were distracted by all of that crazy stuff that happened after the new year, we were worried about these drones. What happened with that? But let's roll this news clip and then I'll be right back with more.
Still a lot of mystery surrounding the drone sightings across the skies of the Northeast. Just after the new year, officials say an airport in West Hampton, New York, saw repeated drone sightings, including right over the runways. So they took steps to do something about it. And this comes after President-elect Trump last month vowed to release a full report on the sightings once he takes office Monday.
I'm going to give you a report on drones about 1 day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones.
All right, senior correspondent Laura Ingalls live for us in New York. So, Laura, what more do we know about these so-called drone detection systems?
Hey, Nicole. Well, we are standing right outside the Francis Gorbeski Airport. We're in Suffolk County on New York's Long Island and West Hampton. And this is where officials have been reporting a very unusual amount of sightings around this airport. Our photographer, Greg, is going to push in and show you the control tower because that is where some of these calls have been dealt with. As we take a look at this airport, these incidents have occurred in highly sensitive areas, including over runways here, on taxiways and restricted airspace. And just this month, authorities have reported multiple sightings that have raised serious questions about who might be behind these flights and what the purpose may be. And to address the issue, a highly sophisticated system known as Dedrone has been installed here. The system uses radar, cameras, and artificial intelligence to track and pinpoint drones in real time. And officials here tell us it is a crucial tool for them for this airport, which is also home to the 106th Rescue Wing of the New York Air National Guard, making these sightings all the more concerning and adding to the growing attention. As you mentioned there at the top, President-elect Donald Trump recently addressed the issue, vowing to make these incidents a priority once he takes office. And locally, officials in Suffolk County are leveraging the new detection system to trace the origins of these drones and identify. Take a listen.
That detection system will allow us to help identify not only where these are taking off from, but also the IDs that are associated with these drones. And we're going to use that information to potentially go and knock on doors or locate the actual operator and have a conversation as to what they're doing.
As I mentioned, the Air National Guard is here next door. And what we've been told from some of these, quote, drones that have been spotted in the sky, when you think about drones that we are used to seeing, the officials here have said, just like we've heard before, Nicole, that some of these items have been the size of cars. They are very large. There was many spotted in the last few days. And on Christmas Day, 17 different sightings at this airport.
The fact that we're still here talking about this lets me know that there's something to this story. Because the media will move on from a story in a heartbeat, and the media has tried. Multiple times, the media has desperately tried to just move on from this story. You know, we went a couple of weeks without hearing anything. Everyone thought, no one knew what was going on, and then the Cybertruck exploded. And then we got that email where the guy's warning about drones and stuff. That reopened the conversation. And now here we are today. A lot of people forgot this was even a problem. And now we're hearing, oh, well, guess what? Looks like Long Island is infested with these things now. Now they seem to be paying a lot of attention to Long Island. And I don't think it's necessarily the airport that they're worried about. I think they're more worried about the National Guard that's right next to the airport or that uses the airport. And I think these drones are being set up strategically in positions to where they could do something that would hinder or stop us from responding to some sort of attack. Like, why would they be interested in the National Guard? Why would they be interested in this base or that base? I think that maybe there's some, like who's to say one of these things doesn't fly over with like some type of EMP attack and wipes out communications, wipes out the internet, wipes out cell service, just wipes out everything over one of these bases. Like, I don't know. Those are like the type of possibilities that we have to go over here. Because it's obvious what these things are targeting. They're obviously over the military bases, and they're next to the airports that are next to the military bases. So it's no big secret as to what these things are, what they're interested in. But I just don't know, like, what type of technology could be in these drones. Some people have worried about gas. Some people have worried about illnesses. There's all types of things, but I think the most likely scenario would be that these things would cause some sort of EMP like attack that would wipe out communications. And maybe that's why they're over National Guard bases and certain airports and stuff like that, because they could stop us from responding quickly to some sort of attack or some sort of event. I don't know. Here we are months later and we're still kind of at square one. I'm glad that the conversation is ongoing. It appears that at least some places are implementing new technology to stop this problem. But let's be real. I mean, just, putting in some, drone detecting technology isn't going to help anything. There's no excuse as to why we don't know where these things are coming from yet. But supposedly, you heard it in that clip. What is it, Tuesday? Sometime in the upcoming week, we should be hearing something. I'm not confident that we will right now, because I think Trump's going to get in office, and I think there's going to be a lot of other things going on. And I'm not sure if we're going to be addressing drones on day 2, because who knows what's going to happen on day 1? Who knows what may happen at the inauguration? I'm assuming maybe there will be protests and riots across the country. I'm not sure what to expect over the next coming days, but I don't necessarily expect that in the midst of all of everything else that's going on, that they're just going to lay out the truth about these drones for us. But I'm hoping that's the case. We'll see. You let me know what you think, though, down below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.